Hello, my name is Daniel Cartwright, and I'm going to be presenting on Charles Ivez's Variations on America. Um, Charles Ives, he's an American composer. He's from Connecticut, and he was born in the late 19th century. He embodies his country. He's optimistic, idealistic, and fiercely democratic. He was known for his very patriotic music pieces and his more calm church pieces, and kind of mixing them. He was heavily influenced by his father, and he had decent popularity when he was young, but his music became most popular after he died. His early life. In his early life, he was born in the small town of Banbury, Connecticut on October 20th, 1874. During the Civil War, his father, George Ives, was a bandmaster in the army. When the war ended, he took up the trade of musician in Banbury, his hometown. While in Connecticut, his father had huge success and greatly influenced his son, as his profession was music. As a cornet, his father was a cornet player, a band director, a theater orchestra leader, a choir director, and a music teacher. George Ives became most influential musician in the region near Danbury, his hometown. The Ives family was known for music because even though Danbury was known for good music, not many musicians' families were musicians except for Ives, so they carried the name for the town. The family was known for their extravagant personalities and they're good at business. His intro to music. His intro to music was when he was banging on the piano to the beat of his father's pieces that he had wrote, and so his father put him in drum lessons. Initially, he learned piano from his father, but his father put him in lessons so he could learn more. His father initially wanted his son to become a concert pianist, but Charles started to specialize in organ. By 14, he was the youngest salaried church organist in Connecticut. Even though he was really talented, he was very resentful that he could not play outside with other boys when he was practicing his music. He coped with this by playing sports. He would play in baseball games and then have concerts in the same day. He began composing when he was 13 years old. Charles was known for his creative styles because he was a child and when he wrote them and kept them with the same style throughout his life. He inspired by the emotion of his father that his father wrote when he was in the war. His father was never as good as Charles at music, but Charles would use his father's projects and expound on them. His father studied at Yale. He studied at Yale, and this provided him with a more professional teaching than his father couldn't give him. His father died when he was in college, but he used his memory for motivation for a lot of his music. This is the time when it was written in 1981. America in 1981. After the Civil War ended in 1865, America started to thrive. At this time, the economy was booming. The world's first oil well was dug in Pennsylvania in 1859. The Transcontinental Railroad across the U.S. was finished in 1869. In the 1880s, the biggest steel mill was constructed in Pittsburgh, and by 1900, the United States had the biggest steel industry in the world. Henry Ford built his gas-powered car in 1892, and the age of the motor car started. The Spanish War of 1898 was very popular with the American people. The country united for the first time since the Civil War to defeat the Spanish and kick them out of the Americas. This ensured that America was the dominant superpower in North and South America. After defeating the Spanish Navy at the Battle of Manila Bay, roughly around that time, Charles Ives wrote Variations on Americas. And this was very patriotic, as America was doing very well at this time, so it fit the time. Variations on America, his piece. Charles Ives wrote Variations of America when he was 18 years old. It was later described as boys' work, which was partly serious and partly fun. As quoted in the Wind Repertory Project, after snappy figural variation, we hear a sinuous barbershop setting, a jaunty European cavalry march, a midway polonaise, and a scherzo. As importantly, the set shows his already prodigious ability as a soloist. For instance, the pedal passages in the requisitely virtuosic finale, in which is heard to the telltale cross rhythm of the new ragtime, end quote. The piece was originally made to be played on an organ, but then it started being played by more of a brass band. It was composed in 1891. It was to the arrangement of My Country 'Tis of Thee, also recognized as tune of British national anthem, God Save the Queen, the tune of former national anthems of Russia, Switzerland, and Germany, and current national anthem of Liechtenstein, and the anthem of the Norway Navy. Known as witty and arrogant, which fits the fact that it was written by a 17-year-old kid. The year it was made, he had recitals in Danbury, Connecticut, his hometown, and Brewster, New York. He played it in church, and he had to censor some parts so old ladies would not get angry. This is the video. And then the actual music. The main instruments use various kinds of aerophones, like trumpets and other instruments. They were very loud and very, very loud and out there to show that strong patriotism that he wanted to show. There were some very intense parts at some parts with the brass instruments, and some other very chill parts at some parts with the smaller instruments. He mixed the music with his own creation and America the Beautiful to bring together the piece. And that's the final part. Thank you.